to that with a NASA-style 10-1 countdown. It'll be quick, don't worry.
Surprise me.
So 10 games you weren't on the bounce, that's the 10.
Okay.
So Sunderland ended that run. Revenge tomorrow?
Another opportunity to win, to be better than the position and earn the right to win the game. That's it.
If you do win, 9 points. That's the 9 ahead of Manchester City. Overnight, at least. Is that a big statement at this time of the season?
The statement is that we do what we have to do, and it's going to be a really tough match. I think they've been in an incredible run all season and what they've been doing, so we know the complexity of the match.
8, the number of letters in Rossinia.
Okay. You've been thinking about that all night, or your wife involved?
Also 8 letters in encroach.
Okay.
He seems concerned about what he thought was a lack of etiquette before the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Do you think he's overreacting?
I don't know. It's his opinion, and obviously we respect everybody. And at any point, one of the staff members went through that. We apologize, and that's it. It's very common in football, especially with the keepers, because they have to kick long balls and all that. So nothing there to comment.
7, Bukayo's squad number.
Okay.
How's his hip?
His hip is getting much better. So yeah, hopefully very soon he will be with us.
How long?
Very soon, very soon.
This weekend?
Number 6, 6-7 is what my kids show me. 6-7. Let's do the 6-7.
6, the number of letters in timber.
Oh no, he said.
The number of letters in Martin.
Okay.
And timber. How are they?
So Martin again is getting better. It will be a matter of days, we believe, and Uren is fine.
Oh, great. So good for the weekend. 5. It was 5th time lucky in terms of getting through a big semi-final. And you're still in the big 4 competitions. Now the dust has settled on reaching a Wembley final. Just over the last few days, have you sensed a real vibe around the place? It's a springboard to move on.
Well, the energy that it brings, winning a big tie against a great Chelsea side, and the fact that you visualize yourself in Wembley in a couple of weeks, obviously is exciting, is what we want. You could feel the excitement around our supporters as well, which is great. So, yeah, on to the next one now.
We're nearly there. 3, Max, 3 letters. Max Dowman almost back, we hear.
Max hasn't trained with us yet, so it will be still a few weeks, I think, but it's getting better, yeah.
And the man with 2 surnames, Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yes.
He said goodbye to his friends here at the training ground. Looks like he's going to Celtic, not confirmed, but has he got a lot to offer a club still?
It's been brilliant. It's been great to share some time with him. His experiences, obviously we played together as well, so some great memories. So it's been really helpful to us. Hopefully we can help him and support him in that tough period for him, and wish him all the very best whatever he decides to do.
Finally, anyone else picked up an injury we're not aware of?
No, the rest we are all good. Thank you.
You're the best one, the top one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. We go to Alex from the Premier League.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Just reflecting on that game at the Stadium Light back in November, what makes this Sunderland team difficult to play against?
Well, they are obviously extremely competitive, really well coached. They have very good individuals, very clear identity of what they want to do, where they want to take the game, and they are very good at it. You could only see the result that they had against the top side. So we know what to expect, but we need to deliver that tomorrow.
Cameron led the line that day. How much are you going to miss him?
Yeah, obviously it's a big blow. Mikel offers something unique in the team, but he's going to be out for months, unfortunately, with a very rare injury. So we need to support him, make sure that he's very connected with the team, because he can still add a lot of value to the players and the staff, and yeah, keep him around.
What kind of atmosphere are you hoping for at the Emirates? What are you asking for from the home?
The best. Tomorrow, 2:30, the best atmosphere that we've seen. Ready everybody for 3 o'clock to exploit. That's what we want. We start to get in a really, really crucial part of the season, and we know what every game means, and we need to get into the stadium with that energy, all of us.
Really crucial part of the season, as you say, fighting on 4 fronts. What is the priority? Is there a priority?
Yes, tomorrow, that's a priority, and the only priority and the only focus that we have to put all our energy and commitment, and we will do that tomorrow and try to earn the right to win the game.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Ian, TalkSport.
Hi Mikel, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You've unbeaten in your last 43 matches against promoted teams. That's the joint longest run in Premier League history. So that's a bit of history you can make tomorrow. Your team has scored the second most amount of goals, kept the fewest goals from going into your net. You're winning the league, or you're winning games this season in the right way, aren't you? You're going about this assault on 4 trophies in the right way.
Well, that's the way we try to prepare every week, and every opponent is different and brings very difficult challenges, and we need to face them. And we've been doing that for a lot of months now, and that's the thing that we have to continue to do and play with that hunger and that commitment every single game, because if we do that, we have a big chance to win a lot of games.
A couple of your key signings. First, David Wright, 38 games this season. Took 58 games for him to keep 20 clean sheets last season. He's been pivotal to you. While a lot of people are focusing on the other end of the pitch, I'd argue he's been your most pivotal player.
Well, obviously, when we are where we are, it's because the individuals are doing so well, and certainly David has been immense for us since he joined us this season. Again, I think he's gone to a different level, very stable, really consistent, and it's a key player for us, obviously.
Key player for you, and you've spoken before about how you went against what some people thought by bringing him in. Another one, Kai Havertz, also a pretty good player for you, and we've seen that in the last couple of games.
Yes, we are really happy to have him. Again, he offers something very different to the team, and to be able to mix it up, and for him to show the level that he's showing immediately after such a long injury, it's very impressive, so great.
Just one last one, I was thinking about with your answer about Liam Rossini before. How important is it for managers to keep their calm, even before the games when they come out and watch the team warm up, but also use the right kind of body language and language as well? Because I think one thing that maybe Liam would probably look back on is the fact that he swore at the camera or moved the camera around during that period. I mean, you've been doing this 6 years now. How do you keep yourself in check?
I don't know. Sometimes it's difficult because you cannot be aware constantly about everything, and we are human beings and we react to things. So I think it's normal. But try to give the right example always, and if that's the intention, that's okay.
Mark from The Athletic.
Hi Mikel. Across the Premier League this season, I think it's the biggest share of goals from outside the box in 12 years. And with that increase, I think we've seen Zubimendi, Eze score a few for Arsenal this season. Last week you mentioned when you can't be, I guess, vertical when teams drop in, you have to take those shots. And I was wondering, do you think that kind of increase in shots from outside the box is a reaction to how teams have started to play in recent years, and how do you view that kind of evolution?
Well, yes, the more density there is inside the box and the more contact there is, more difficult to score goals, especially in open play. So that's clear. So you have to find other ways, and I'm not surprised that number is increasing. The quality of the players as well is increasing. It happened in basketball, especially from 2s to 3s, and the stats were incredibly high. It's not that easy here to score because of the distance and the crowd that is around the goal. But it's another weapon to have.
And for you as a player, you obviously scored quite a few goals from outside the box. If you were a player today, would you be doing the same? Would you take the same shots with all the talk around, like XG, for instance?
Yeah.
Would that be in your head, or would you still back yourself?
I don't think you can be thinking about that. I mean, you are in the right position with the right timing, with the right angles in front of you. I mean, you have to take the shot. I mean, the objective has to be to score. If you have somebody else free next to it, probably pass it, depending on who it is, especially. But I mean, this is a football that you have to make decision in milliseconds, and you cannot be thinking certainly about, okay, they have 0.1 more expected goal chance to score from here. I cannot see that happening.
We were talking about that last week in terms of the recycling. If you were at Mikel Arteta moving forward now, who would you play as that front four to make it as exciting as possible?
I think horses for courses. I think, they go to Leeds at the weekend. I play Martinelli because there'll be a lot of space. Leeds will have a go. When they go and play at home next week against someone and they sit 10 behind the ball, I don't think Martinelli's got the guile of a Trossard. And then I think that's when you play Trossard. But Trossard's only going to be as good as the centre forward where you can flick it inside, give it and 1-2s. Yep. I mean, you see the Man United goal the other day. Fernandes makes the goals with his 1-2s. Do you know what I mean? It's just the vision.
Him and Kobe Manu, that link.
Yeah, it's just that
the link's
look.
not
You just
there,
don't,
is it?
you don't get that link at Arsenal,
Yeah.
and that's where I think they struggle, and I think they will struggle at home at games because they haven't got the guile. You know, I love Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is superb, but he's not going to put the ball through the eye of a needle for you. Do you know what I mean?
Eze should.
Eze should,
yeah.
but Eze again. I watched him last week. Eze plays no other person. He plays very, he's relaxed, he's cool. But you can't do that. The fans at Arsenal, he got it the other day and he's looking up and he's waiting and they're all screaming. And you're like, just let him play. He will make something happen. Just let him play. But again, he's got to get used to it because it's all right. If he'd have lost at Man United with Palace, it
didn't matter.
I mean, it didn't matter. Like now he must be coming off the pitch going, we're getting slated. We're 4 points clear, top of the Champions League, near on in the Carabao Cup final, in the next round of the FA Cup with a winnable game. I mean, I'll be sitting there now in the dressing room thinking, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And it hasn't even started yet. What is it, 15 games? Yeah. It's not even started yet. It's 8 when it gets down to about 7 or 8, and then that is it. At the moment...
Well, if they're nervous now, they'll be nervous then, won't they?
Yeah,
That's when you know kick in.
I mean, I watched them against Forest. I mean, Forest game reminded me of a bit like England against Italy in the Euros with Gareth. You're 1-0 up, you just go for it. What's the worst thing? We're just talking a point. Like, if they'd have won one and lost one, they got more points than 2 draws. And, people go, oh, still 38 games undefeated. But no, you win football matches. I think they should have just gone at Forest and just absolutely... I mean, what you said on the telly when it went 2-1, they've got to go for it. They've just got to go for it. If it ends up being 3 and 4, who cares?
Yeah.
You've got to go for it.
Will Mikel Arteta, do you think, ever be that coach, though, that does go for it? I mean, historically, when I look at Arsenal, Arsene Wenger probably was the most frequent, but George Graham back in the day wasn't deemed as being a defensive coach, even though he was deemed as being a defensive coach, wasn't he? 1-0 to the Arsenal.
That's what he's saying.
But that's coming now. I mean, I heard him called South Stoke the other day, but to be fair, that was just something on the... You know what I mean?
Who, what?
South Stoke, basically. Just play long throws and set pieces.
Is that,
Tony
is that what they're called? No.
Just won every game in the
That's what someone called them. I know, South Stoke.
South Stoke.
That's what someone called them the other day.
Delighted, yeah. They didn't get a self-care.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, because of the actual long throws, the set pieces, struggling to score goals from open play, will he ever be that sort of what would be progressive coach that you're talking about there? Because I like Arsenal. I think they're a brilliant team, but...
Yeah, no, I think they're a brilliant team. I think where they are by not being a brilliant team. It's hard, yeah. I don't know. It's difficult one to call. I just think at the moment, it's fine lines. Like Man United game, they grind them down first 20-odd minutes. They go in front, and you're thinking this will be it. And then, I mean, everybody goes on about Zubimendi, but the pass from the centre half, what's he do? Just roll it back and then he whacks it at him. You know,
That's what we do. That's what we do. Panic.
And everybody goes, oh, Zubimendi don't make them mistakes. It's not him. It's a 5-yard pass. Just roll it. And then if he rolls it here, he can put it there. And if he rolls it here, he goes back there. And then all of a sudden they get nervous. But everybody, I talk to Arsenal fans, they go, what do you reckon? I go, oh, they'll win it. They'll win it. They will win it, in my opinion. But Arsenal fans are like, no, I'm not yet.
You think they'll win it because of their doing or because of how bad the rest is, really? I don't think the rest is great.
No, the rest ain't great. Man City ain't great at the moment. I don't see Man City going flawless to the end of the season. I just don't see it. Villa are hanging around. They are hanging. Fair play to them, and they should get a bit of respect because there's a lot of games gone. We're not like 7-8 games in. We're 20-odd games. But there's no Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham ain't great where Tottenham could take points off Arsenal and, Man United, they have. But they played Man United at the wrong time. There's timings.
Yeah.
I always look towards the end of the season, it'll all be about timings. 5 weeks ago, playing Man United at home was a give me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? All playing in the wrong positions, ain't got a clue, ain't really. The manager keeps on coming out, he wants to get sacked. Yeah. Every Saturday he's sitting at the airport with his bags and waiting. And then they go, you've got to go back. And he's like, I've got to go back now. But that's how it felt. It did feel like that every time he'd come in. I would sack me if who wouldn't sack me? And then he gets to the airport, he's sitting there and his wife's going, how long will you be? And I'm just waiting. And he doesn't. The airport closes and he's got to go back. It's like Chelsea played Crystal Palace last week. 10 games without a win, Palace. about 2 months ago, Palace away is a hard game. It's a hard game. It'll all be about timings. You know, you could look at games now, you go, oh, we've got to play these and these. But they could have won 5 on the trot by the time they come around again. So, but for me, I still think Arsenal win it. I do. I think this could be a blessing in disguise, that result against Man United. Now, you've got to remember, it's Man United. You know, they've got top players. You know what I mean? They're all playing in their right positions, as Scholes, he said. They can all play. It's a back pass and 2 worldies. Raya never made another save. Yeah. So it weren't like the Liverpool game where I thought they got ripped to shreds in the second half against Liverpool. Even though Liverpool didn't look like scoring, it was the way they were ripping them apart. So, you know, I think that's what they got to look at, the positives, and a game at a time. But yeah,
I think that fully down there. Stuart, you saw the interaction that happened. Do you think that's something that maybe Rossini might look back on maybe in a couple of months ago? I regret doing that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty common, especially, you know, Mikel touched on it there about goal kicks and stuff. I don't really know how you get around that. I think it's common.
Have you ever been shouted about by in the warm-up or?
Not really, no. But it's just, he clearly was annoyed at something. But I don't actually see what was going on. Or
I think it was actually a goalkeeping coach. Yeah, it looks like on social media. It looks like one of the goalkeeping coaches is doing kind of almost long balls.
Yeah,
with
that's
the keeper.
like you can't practice goal kicks in your own half, can you? So it's I think it's a wee bit silly from Rossini. I think he'll look back on it and maybe regret it a little bit.
Yeah, what do you boys?
No, it's standard. Yeah, I think goalkeepers come into your half. We had one where the groundsman started working where we were training. That was a little bit disrespectful. And it kicked off a little bit with the staff and that stuff. But so that was a little bit. But
right.
I think
I have had it before where we were doing possession. I think it was with Northern Ireland. And international, we were doing possession, and the goalkeeper kept kicking the ball into our. But the goalkeeper
into the rondo.
The goalkeeping coach was 20 yards away. I think it was Johnny Evans actually got a bit. I remember he got a bit fed up with it. The ball came in, he just lifted it and just put it right into the stand. So that I think they were trying to disrupt us. But
good on him.
Yeah,
good on him. So I want to come to you because obviously we're chatting Arsenal as well, hearing from Mikel there. You had a fantastic episode on Stick to Football this week that came out, and you mentioned a little bit about Victor Gyokeres. You're talking about the players around him not necessarily, not looking like they're necessarily wanting to pass to him. And do you think that's where he's really struggling? Is it the fact that they don't want to pass to him, or is it the fact that they don't want to pass to him because they don't think he's good enough?
I hope it's not. They're not passing into because he's not good enough. Yeah. I think his confidence is low at the moment. I don't think they trust him at the moment. Right. I don't think they trust him. I don't think he's sticking with him. I think I watch a lot of Arsenal. He shows and they just don't give him it. They didn't. Yeah. He done all right at Leeds last week. I thought he played well at Leeds. Yeah. He held the line. He had a good chance, which he probably took too long on. But that was probably his best game I've seen him playing away. That and Burnley away. And not being funny, no disrespect to Leeds and Burnley, one's 5th bottom or 4th bottom and the other one's 2nd bottom. He needs more than that. But he doesn't show. He makes good runs down the channel. Sometimes just put it down there for him. He might win a throw and he just gets a little bit of confidence. I think he touched the ball once in the first 25 minutes against Chelsea. I'm 57. I think I'm touching it more than once.
It's like, again, look, I'm the fan in this situation and do not name names, obviously, but is that a real thing, like in football, that like if the players aren't if you're not having another player, like, and you're not trusting him, are you looking up and going, I don't want to give it to him?
I watched a lot of Lukaku at Chelsea when I go to Chelsea. He wasn't looking for it. The ball would be down the left-hand side and he'd drift over to the right-hand side. He wasn't really coming into show and wasn't really his game, but he's got to come every now and then. This lad does come up and show up. He does come, he's not like hiding away. He is coming, but I just think, just get him into the game. Just keep on feeding him in the ball. Give him a little bit of confidence. It's enough. If
little touches.
Yeah, if every professional footballer could do one thing, they'd bottle up their confidence. If you've got confidence, it's a completely different game. And I think sometimes him not touching the ball and the way the country is now and the way we are with stats, you need to keep on giving him a couple of touches, feeding him the ball. Otherwise, but a mate of mine, Perry Groves, he's all over him. He loves him. He thinks he's great. He's top scorer. I mean, he's one ahead of own goals. But he's looking at the all-round picture. So, I hope he does well. He comes across as a hard worker. He don't down tools. He works hard. But, I think they've got to trust him a lot more.
Ben, as a defender, is that something you would notice? on the pitch. If you're marking Victor Gyokeres and you're seeing this player, constantly asking for the ball, he's not really getting it. Is that giving you more confidence that they're not even going for it? Right?
Possibly. I think it gives you more confidence when they're not showing for it and they're not wanting the ball. As Mer said, he's still showing, he's still wanting the ball, and when a player starts hiding, that's when you start to worry a little bit. But he is working hard, and I think that confidence aspect of it, a few more goals, a couple more touches of the ball, get him into the game a little bit more.
What have you made of him, though? Do you think, as I say, as a defender, would you look at that going into a game against him? Would you be like, this is going to be a tough day for me, or is this or are we looking at a player where another professional footballer would kind of go, okay, no, I can do this?
Potentially at the minute, I don't think he would strike fear into a defender at the minute. But as you say, he's not getting on the ball. He's not getting in positions that he's receiving the ball in to hurt anybody at the minute. He's making runs. He is dangerous in behind. I think he's got pace to hurt defenders. But like you say, he's not getting the ball. He's not playing with a load of confidence. So for me, playing up against him, I feel like I can get close to him. I can get tight to him without having to worry about him receiving the ball in behind me, so I can go closer and maybe stop him from receiving it even more.
Yeah, Stuart, one of the conversations that we've been having, especially over the last couple of weeks, I know he's out injured currently, was about Martin Odegaard and Arsenal's current best, I guess, midfield. They've got Martin Zubimendi, Declan Rice. They're kind of a given. That 10 spot is really kind of up for grabs a little bit, I guess, between Eberechi Eze and Martin Odegaard. Who is your pick in that spot?
Well, they played Havertz in there last week, didn't it? More like a
Gyokeres
run on eight. It's Odegaard's clearly a player who likes to get on the ball in the pockets, in the space. He's been struggling for whatever reason in recent weeks, but I mean, they're blessed with a number of options, aren't they?
Yeah.
Eze, we're still yet to see the best from Eze, and if they can get the best out of him, he on his day is a handful. I know personally how hard he is to play against. Yeah. I was a bit shocked actually at seeing Havertz in there last week. I thought it was a bold move from Arteta. I thought it was probably more attacking from him last week at Leeds, because they needed a reaction, obviously. I don't know who the best is in that position. They're very, very blessed. The quality they have throughout the team is absolutely incredible. Marsh, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you. I was shocked that Havertz played in there, but they had to go and beat Leeds, so it gives you more goals. You know what I mean? He's a goal scorer.
Of course.
I think it's hard. I think you've got to pick one and stay with them. It's sure to tell you as well, more so than as a defender.
Yeah.
Attacking players, you want to be playing. You want 5 or 6 or 7 games. You don't want to be playing one game, then out for a game, play for a game. You just don't get that, that confidence for a start and playing with other players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I think Odegaard will play. I like Eze. I don't think Eze's just got used to playing at Arsenal at the moment. I think he's still catching up with everybody on the way of. It's different playing up here. He fell asleep at the far post against Matty Cash.
So maybe it's just that defensive.
Yeah, and he scores. He hasn't played since. That was probably the first game he's played last week. So, sometimes it's not always great to have a load of options.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It isn't, So, but I think he'll play the captain. I'd be shocked if he didn't play Odegaard.
Okay. Welcome back to Premier League Friday. Paul Merson and Ben Mee still joining us. And we've also been joined by former Leeds midfielder Stuart Dallas. Stuart, welcome. First, though, to Antoine Semenyo, who has made an immediate impact at Man City. Pep Guardiola will be hoping for more of the same at Anfield on Super Sunday. Ahead of the game, Semenyo and fellow City new boy Mark Gay sat down with Pat Davison.
So what's it like then, first few weeks here? I mean, for you, it's been unbelievable.
Everyone's made us feel so welcome. The tactical team, they've made us feel so welcome and helped us adjust in so many ways. So I'm enjoying it so far, and I think Mark could say the same.
Big difference, Mark? What bits you've noticed?
Yeah, big difference. Just the level of detail and absolutely everything. Of course, the manager, but it just runs through the entire club. The only thing they want you to focus on is playing football. I mean, you've got so many people taking care of so many different things and making, I guess, your life easy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But just go out there and do your job, because everyone else is doing what they're doing. It's been fantastic.
I actually noticed at the end of the Tottenham game, I don't know if you completely walked off the pitch together, but there was definitely a moment where the manager had his arm around you and you were walking off. Would that maybe be an example of the detail? I don't know if there's any bits you can share from that.
Yeah, 100%. I think there was different phases in the game where I could have held up the ball a little bit well, 1v1s, getting at my player. So he was just like, look, keep your head up, there's plenty of games to go, you'll make the difference. And yeah, just encouragement like that just gives me so much confidence.
Why City? It's one for both of you, obviously.
Just being here for, 2 minutes? It feels like I've learned so much already from every single person, from the players, from the staff, of course the manager. Such a short space of time. I feel like my head's been filled with so much knowledge, and it's exactly what I've been wanting for so long. So it's great.
Does it get to a point where someone sits with you and say, look, these are the 2-3 offers, whatever it may be, now you've got to make your decision? Give us whatever insight you can into that.
Things happened quite quickly, to be honest, but it was how keen the club were, how sure they were on me and stuff like that, and listening to the project and listening to talking to important people. I was very sure, so it happened in a quick space of time, and it was like, okay, now we're doing it, and so we can go ahead with things. And then you're talking about moving your family and trying to get your bed up and getting a TV set up and where you're going to stay for the time being. So
do you need to get your bed up?
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah,
that is
I think you've got beds in Manchester though.
This bed is incredible. This bed is incredible. Sleep is a massive part of everything, so specific bed is key. But
I feel like this has turned into a sales pitch.
Yeah, I know.
What bed is it? Like, I can't.
Right,
okay. Well, you say it's custom.
It's a custom bed. But yeah, all these details are very important, and things do happen quite quickly.
Yeah. Every player who ever moves clubs will say, I could tell they were keen. How do you know a club's keen? Who speaks to you? What makes you think, put the phone down and think, they are properly keen, they want me?
Sporting directors, I guess, yeah. They'll be calling agent, calling you, just trying to pitch everything and make you want to come here. So I think that was the driving force as to why I came here. It's just that feeling of being wanted is very important, and that's what they gave me.
How do we feel about going to Liverpool then, given the circumstances?
I mean, it's exciting for me anyway. I think these are the games that define a season essentially, especially us wanting a top spot. Going to enjoy it. It's going to be a tough game, but these are the games that define a season. So it's going to be great.
What will it be like for you, Mark? I mean, I know you've been to Anfield plenty of times in the past, but this visit might feel different. Going with City, given an eventful summer. Mm-hmm. Won't say any more than that.
Yeah. I said in previous interviews that it wasn't really up to me. It was God's plan, and I think God's plan has been in full fruition. So I'm just looking forward to the game, looking forward to playing against a tough opposition in a great environment, and trying to do the best that we can to get a win.
So Mark Gay, Antoine Semenyo, looking forward to a big game there. Stuart, firstly, thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Just what the lads were saying, how challenging, is it really, moving clubs? The parts, I guess, us as fans, we don't see.
Yeah, it can be challenging. I think on the pitch, firstly, it can be challenging for you because you have different roles, different responsibilities, different shapes, tactics. So you're coming in, you're playing under a different manager as well, so it can be challenging. Obviously, Mark's talking about his sleep and needing to move everything.
I was going to say, this bed, yeah.
Yeah, he must have a good bed, but I'm not too fussy about mine, to be honest. But yeah, listen, on the pitch it can be quite challenging at times, but you're going into an elite environment as well. So I think at clubs now, they basically do everything for you. So, but I would say the most challenging part is on the pitch and adapting to different situations and different tactics. He's obviously come from a team that maybe doesn't dominate the ball as well as City do, so it's that can be challenging at times too.
Mercy, you haven't thought about moving a bed whenever you've had to move back in the past? You had to move anything like that?
No, not really. Pillow. I used to take my pillow.
Yeah.
Take my pillow everywhere, but yeah, not my bed. But I can understand. Spend a third of your life in bed.
Yeah, it's fair.
You've got to be comfortable. Stuart didn't spend too much time in bed, did you?
Not enough kids, no.
Ben, I'll come to you because, Haaland's not scored in open play in the Premier League since Christmas, which it feels ludicrous to say. You had success against him though, Ben. I mean, what's it like kind of playing against him and you know, trying to work out the best thing to do? Because it's the toughest question. How do you defend him?
I mean, we had success against him, but Foden scored a hat-trick instead, so we kind of, you know...
You take the little wins, though.
Little wins here and there, yeah, of course. No, it's so difficult to play against. He's been on a bit of a drought recently, but he's such a threat. I feel that maybe teams have sort of started to double up on wide men, that's stopping the sort of supply line to him at times as well. Doku is certainly someone that has been targeted a little bit more. Obviously, he's out injured at the minute, so that's gone. But Semenyo's come in the side, started scoring goals. You got players in and around him scoring goals. But Haaland, certainly, you'd expect him to be getting more in the goal sheet than he always has.
As a defender, what going into those matches? Is there any thought process? Is it just try and stop this immovable object? Is it trying to get him stopped going on his left foot? Is it, you know, what are you thinking?
I think from his point of view, it's running behind, so don't leave too much space in behind, because as soon as, you know, a Foden or a, you know, Bernardo Silva that gets on the turn, they're playing it through to him, and then also obviously in the box. Dangerous, get close, use your body as much as you can. He's a big lad, so...
Does he talk to you a lot? Because I always see him, he keeps, every time the cameras go on him, he's always, you know, having a laugh with one of the defenders.
Yeah, he's in your ear, he's trying to put you off, he's giving you little pinches here and there and stuff, you know, he does all those kind of tricks and things, but it's just, you know, it's pretty standard really, so you just got to kind of, I guess, battle back with him and keep concentrating, especially in and around the box. He's so dangerous, so alive.
Yeah. Well, a massive game for Man City, as we mentioned, Merce, coming up against Liverpool. Pepper's never won at Anfield when there's been a crowd. He did during the COVID years. What is it, Merce, about Anfield? I know, obviously, you know, it's got this aura around it, but really, when you're a player, what is it about that makes it so tough to go to?
It's just, I don't think there's any place like it. I think Anfield's the ultimate place to play, with the cop and everything about it. It's like going to another country. You know what I mean? They have their own little. It's just so unusual to anywhere else I've ever been in the country. Their togetherness is together, and the other thing, the crowd with that crowd and the togetherness, but. The other thing, they've always got good players. That's why it's hard. Do you know what I mean? It is. It's just so hard. I really would be shocked if Man City won at Liverpool this weekend. I really would be shocked.
Yeah. Do you think it must win this for City?
I think so, yeah. I think it's in terms of, again, if Arsenal win tomorrow, it certainly piles the pressure. The gap goes to 9 points, so it piles so much pressure on City to go there and get a win. But I would say it's a must-win for them. Even if they do, I think it's going to be a huge task to reel Arsenal in. I watched them last week against Leeds, and they just seem solid. I think when you look at teams who are going for the Premier League, we look at City, we look at Liverpool over the recent years, and you think they play good attacking football, but they're maybe a bit fragile at the back. This Arsenal team, there's no gaps in them. They're so hard to break down, and I think it's going to be really hard. Even if City do win this weekend, I think it's going to be really difficult to...
Back to Sky Sports Fan Club. Let's get a little more now on Liam Rossini's anger at Arsenal's apparent lack of respect during the warm-up ahead of the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg on Tuesday. We covered the Chelsea angle in the last hour. Let's talk about the Arsenal side of things. Jay, would you have been surprised if you were in that Arsenal squad and the opposition manager was having a go at you?
I mean, to be honest, I think the only people that will really be knowing what's happening would be the goalkeeping coach and the goalkeeper. They're the only players that would know, because everyone else is getting on with their warm-up. I think it more applies to the Chelsea players. They might know, because sometimes we've seen, you know, the back four doing the work-up with their line and, you know, throwing the ball up for headers and whatnot. But again, I don't think this is Arsenal, you know, it's not a ploy that they're trying to put Chelsea off. All teams will do this.
What about arrogance? Is it like,
I don't care? It's nothing to do with arrogance.
It's like, I don't care. I don't care that that's your half. I'm going to go in it anyway. Anything like that?
No. It's nothing to do with arrogance. It's nothing to do with mind games. Nothing to do with anything like that. Every team will do that. If you was to go back even this season, I bet you would see Chelsea doing the same thing. You know, every club does it. Rossini is right to say what he said. He has the right to say, listen, can you go in your half and do your warm-up? Him himself said that maybe he could have said it in a different way. But ultimately, he was a bit frustrated that they were launching balls into his half where his team were doing the warm-up. But from Arsenal's point of view, I don't think they were doing it on purpose. They were just focusing on doing their warm-up.
For a few years, Arsenal had been accused of maybe being a little bit soft.
Yeah.
Has that completely changed now? They do appear to get stuck in a lot more. They certainly seem physically stronger. They score late goals, which suggests a mental toughness as well. And of course, their set pieces require a physicality too.
I think the days of the, you're not going to beat this Arsenal team in a battle physically. That's for sure. I think what people allude to, the fans, pundits, they do talk about the mental toughness part of it. Yes, you can come back and win games and show character in that way. But I think what everyone's alluding to now is that you need to show the mental toughness and get over the line. Because, that's the hardest thing. Obviously, I haven't won a league title or anything like that. But, of course, to go and do that, I think once Arsenal do that and get over the line, then I feel like there'll be titles down the road. But I think the hardest thing is getting that first one, and I think that's what people allude to. But in terms of where Arsenal have come from, where Arteta has picked this team up and got this team to now, there's been massive strides in terms of, the physicality of the players now, getting stuck in, the hard work. You have characters there, you have leadership in that squad now. Again, it's just getting it over the line.
Famously, the Invincibles won the title. They got it more than over the line with Arsenal. When you think back to that team, it was incredible. It was invincible. How many of this current team get in? So that's the Invincibles team in general. I know there's obviously a squad there.
It's slightly different formation, right? So,
well, if you could put Bergkamp back to 10 and put Ljungberg and Pires forward.
I would probably put Timber in there for Lauren. I'd probably go with, if I'm picking Campbell, I'm going to compare him to Gabriel. So I would probably go for Campbell, even though Gabriel's amazing. I would put Saliba in ahead of Toure.
So Lehmann still over Raya? You didn't look at goalkeeper, did you?
No, I didn't. I think with that back four, it doesn't really matter. No, I'll probably go with Raya. Probably go with Raya because I just think he's better with his feet.
Can we have that back up just so we can go through the rest of the team?
I would. The right wing position is really difficult for me. People will think, oh, what's he talking about? Saka's a much better player. Saka is definitely a much better player than Ljungberg, but Ljungberg turned up and scored some vital goals at key times. So that one's a bit touch and go for me. Declan Rice is in there.
Ahead of Silva?
Yeah, he's in there ahead of Silva. Perez and Vieira just in there. And then I'm not even going to talk about Henry and Bergkamp.
And then...
Yeah. So, I mean, only 4 players.
That's still
definitely
quite a lot,
3,
though.
but maybe 4.
Yeah, considering it's an invincible team, getting 4 in is quite decent. And of course, Arsenal hoping to get over the line this season. We've had some voice notes actually on Arsenal. Here's a voice note from Fletch. This is what he's had to say.
We won't know until we cross the line, and it has to be in the Premier League. If it's not the Premier League, we haven't got the mental strength because. Yeah, the Champions League were amazing, but it wouldn't be the same.
OK, so that was the question of do they have the mental strength to get over the line? He's saying we don't know yet.
100%.
That's a fair point.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I want to see the Premier League title. I want to take my sons down to the town hall. I want to go there and see the bus parade in Angel and places like that. I want to see that. But if Arsenal win the Champions League, I'm delighted with that as well. Let's not get it twisted. The Champions League is a massive competition. One of the hardest. Obviously, the Premier League, I think everyone wants to see that. I'm still fairly positive about the double.
How many of the... So only 2, not 4?
I'm not interested in domestic. I don't, to be perfectly honest...
The fans are.
No, I don't think they are. That's
winning a trophy, every fan is bothered about winning a trophy, I can assure you that.
Every fan at Sunderland might be, but not at Arsenal. I'm sorry, right? I'm telling you right now, if Arsenal...
Yeah, but Arsenal haven't won a trophy for 6 years. They do care.
Tom, you don't spend £1 billion and talk about domestic trophies. You've got to talk about the Champions League and the Premier League, right? And
but they
don't get me wrong.
Arteta cares because they've gone through the League Cup final.
Yeah,
if he
listen,
didn't care,
Arteta was talking about
Resis.
winning the Community Shield. No one cares about that. It's a glorified friendly.
I admit that.
That's what I'm saying.
Carabao Cup and FA Cup, I'm telling you now, the fans
Listen,
and I can speak about this for more than you. You're the ex-player.
I know this.
I'm the fan.
I know this, right?
Fans
I know
do
this.
care about domestic trophies.
I know this. Listen, it's nice to see domestic trophies, but when we're talking about Arsenal this season, if Arsenal go and win the double of domestic trophies, that would be seen as a failure still because of the way Arsenal are now. But Arsenal are judged on league and Champions League.
That's fine, but
So
can
are
you win
City,
4?
so are Liverpool, so are all the top teams that are spending billions of pounds on players. They're not spending billions for a domestic competition where you start your youth team in it.
So if you win all 4 trophies, you're going to keep saying you won the double?
No, it's
You're going to say it's
different then. Of course you're going to say you won the
Okay, so how many of the 4 can you
But
win?
I'm saying if you said to me right now, put that to one side, and if you can just win one of those, the Champions League or the Premier League, I'm going with the Premier League and the Champions League.
That's not what I said. I said, how many of the 4 can you win? Will you win?
Well, could you
I said,
win?
OK, will you win?
I think we'll definitely win 2.
Premier League and?
I think we'll definitely win 1 major. And then a domestic. But like I said, I'm fairly confident, that we can still do the double of the majors.
OK, Champions League and Premier League. Right, friend of the show, George, has been in
Stop arguing
touch.
with me as well, you.
That's what this show's about.
Have Arsenal got the mentality to win the Premier League because they're too boring, they're not entertaining enough to be champions, they need to be entertaining.
This is your mate, isn't
they
it?
need to play good football, and Arsenal don't play good football.
George is a friend of everyone
mate?
on this show.
Is this your mate?
I don't know George personally, no.
No?
Oh, my friend's got a question for you in the questions for Jay.
All right.
George is a friend of everybody on this show.
OK. He's not a friend of mine now. Well, he's saying about Arsenal.
Well, he is a Sunderland fan, and you just took the mick out of Sunderland, so you deserve that.
All right,
he says
okay.
Arsenal are boring. That's what he says.
No, I don't think Arsenal are boring. I think Arsenal. I mean, listen. There's definitely a concern when I'm not seeing players, in double figures for scoring goals. There is a concern for that. I'll hold my hands up and say that. But ultimately, Arsenal are using, all the tactics they can to get results, and that's what Arsenal are getting. So as much as you can say, they're boring, they're this, that, they're top of the league. No one cares. It's not going to say Arsenal won the league, but they played boring football. No one says that. No one cares about that. It's about winning the league. And right now, Arsenal are in pole position.
That's something we can agree on. Right, coming next, it's a huge